My name is Rodney Barbour, and I'm excited to be talking with you from the Verdin Organ Division in Cincinnati, Ohio. We're in the midst of this amazing series of all these different pistons. We've moved through strings, solo voices, we moved through the cornet, the Baroque flutes or the choral Oz, the harpsichord, we had brass. In this piston, we're going to isolate the trumpet, which is one of the great sounds of the organ and a sound that everyone needs to play for weddings, to solo out hymn melodies, all kinds of uses for the trumpet. What we're going to do is select just a trumpet on the grate of this organ. And I'm going to select an accompaniment sound, just a diapason and a couple of pedal stops. And let's just play one of the familiar trumpet pieces. So there we have it. We have a classic organ trumpet, we have a classic organ diapason, and a nice pedal accompaniment. And these are wonderful sounds, and everyone is really going to enjoy those. And on your organ, you might select if there's a trumpet on the swell, your trumpet might be on the choir, on the grate. You're going to explore and find that best trumpet that you want to use. Now, I know that Henry Purcell and Jeremiah Clark, when these pieces were written, played the orchestral trumpet, wind-driven. And so this organ trumpet, while it's a beautiful sound and great for organ literature, doesn't have all the characteristics of the orchestral trumpet. So let's explore in our personal control center and see if there is another trumpet where I could make this sound just a little bit more orchestral. There it is. The orchestral division allows me to get into the expressive control of this velocity-sensitive keyboard. I believe there are about 127 levels if my fingers were sensitive enough to make these sounds expressive. And this helps this piece to be a lot more expressive. So depending on what piece you are playing, you could solo out hymn melodies again. For a wedding. A different trumpet tune. The familiar TV theme. So this piston is pretty simple, solo trumpet, and notice that I combined that trumpet with the organ trumpet to make it sound even more realistic. I'm always going to do that because, again, I'm using the speakers of the organ and what locations they are. I'm adding dimension and depth to the sound when I combine these sounds. You might need to experiment just a little bit to find the trumpets that they match up so that they're in tune. But then you can go in here, you can adjust the volume of that so you have it loud or soft, and you have an amazing expressive trumpet to play for your wedding or your church worship service. Okay, that's all we're going to do with this piston. So remember, you have strings, you have solo voices, you have those amazing flutes, you've got the harpsichord, you've got the brass, now you have this solo trumpet. In our next session, we're going to look at 3 pistons all in one session that are going to help you to play hymns and help you to create massive ensembles for organ literature. So I'm looking forward to seeing you next time. If you have any questions, call us at the Verdin Organ Division.